What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Red Friday, even though the Chiefs don't play this week. Friday night Q&A, the first one we've ever done on a Friday evening. Since I started a Friday stream, it's always been 2 p.m.-ish to 4 p.m.-ish in the afternoon. And just with the season going on and trying to drop a video on Fridays, it got very difficult to go live at the same time during the afternoon. So we're shifting for the season for now to Friday evenings. We're going to give it a go, see how that goes. And we've got some stuff to talk about that I didn't talk about in today's video that I dropped. I did a Chiefs and Broncos recap video that dropped an hour or two ago. So if you haven't seen that after the stream, make sure to check that out. I point out, just all the main takeaways from the game and show the highlights. And we talk about Justin Watson's injury and what the Chiefs could do on top of that. But I did not talk about Frank Clark being released today from the Denver Broncos and him being favored per league sources to land back in Kansas City. So I want to talk about that and hang out with you guys, answer questions, all that good stuff. But first, all right, so let me go straight into the screen share, even though this looks funny. Give me a second, I'll fix it. Let me go straight into this, and let's just talk about it straight from the jump in case people come in here and they say, well, what are you talking about, Frank Clark? What's the details here? All right, so when the Chiefs moved on from Frank Clark, they still paid out $7.6 million in dead cap, okay? So no matter what happened with Frank Clark this year, he was already going to get this money, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, Frank Garofalo says, keep an eye on this. This was yesterday, I believe, October 12th at 9 a.m. The Broncos and Frank Clark agreed to a pay cut that takes his $3.5 million base salary down to the minimum the rest of the way, which is $841,000. Clark gave back $1.679 million in base pay as part of the restructure. Immediately after that, Ian Rappaport, this was the next day, but there was rumors yesterday saying, hey, Frank Clark is either going to be traded or released. Couldn't find a trade partner. Lo and behold, this morning, the Broncos are releasing veteran pass rusher Frank Clark. Sources say, unable to find a trade partner that all sides are comfortable with. He'll now be a free agent after playing in just 2 games for Denver. He dealt with a hip injury for a few games. He was out last game, due to illness. I don't know if he was actually sick. He deals with chronic stomach issues. He's probably sick and tired of wearing that nasty looking uniform and probably didn't want to play against his friends, the Chiefs. He didn't want to be a part of that game. Who would? And then Adam Schefter. Let's get into this one. Adam Schefter says, Frank Clark's release now has been turned into the NFL. This was today at 4:30 p.m., about 3.5 hours ago. And his name will appear on the Saturday Wire. Once it does, Clark will be free to sign wherever he wants. And here's the kicker. A return to Kansas City is the most likely scenario in the eyes of league sources. Then you have this idiot, Chief Aholic's parole officer, that actually follows me. So if he sees this video, fine. But he says, we do not want him. Well, that's actually a very ignorant statement. Why would you not want Frank Clark to return for the price of peanuts? Someone's like, well, would he come back for peanuts? Well, yeah. Nobody wanted him. He signed a 1-year, $5.5 million deal with the Broncos. Didn't work out there. Literally would sign probably for basically nothing in Kansas City, considering they've already paid him $7.6 million in dead cap. And so people are saying, well, if Frank Clark comes to Kansas City, whose spot is he taking? That's a great question. Could be Malik Herring's. You have Charles Omenihu that you're going to have to bring back as well. So there's another spot to think about. Could be interesting timing considering Justin Watson may need to be placed on IR as well. He dislocated his elbow and is going to miss a minimum of 3 weeks. I will say this. I have heard that Frank Clark, his kid may or may not be enrolled at a school in Kansas City as of this morning. So regardless if Frank Clark comes back to Kansas City as a Chief or not, it looks like in some capacity, he's bringing his family back to Kansas City. I'm not taking that bit of info as, oh, he's a Chief, but he is coming back to Kansas City. Just think about it. If you're a dad, which many of you in this stream are, or a mom, if your kid's going to the same school for several years, You probably want him to go back there where all their friends are, right? So he was there. I don't know how old this kid is, but he's probably been there for at least a little while, moved to Denver to play there, and now he's back, potentially putting his kid back in the same school. And it's a pretty solid source that told me that, so I believe it. But the question is, could Frank Clark actually return? Yeah, he could actually return. What would the benefit be? Well, he's a vet in the room. He knows his stuff. He knows the system, the scheme. He took George Karlaftis under his wing last year, and is still a solid player on a rotational level. Now, he dealt with a hip injury for a few weeks in Denver. Some of that's probably like, I just don't want to play. I feel like he went in there and told them that Chiefs and Chiefs and Broncos aren't a real rivalry, and then left, which is hilarious. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, he could be a rotational guy. Depth is never bad to have. It's the same reason why people say, why was Justin Watson on the team still? Well, he turned out to be the most valuable or most productive receiver over the course of 6 weeks. Maybe a course of 5 weeks. I need to look at the overall standings. And then it's the same with, well, why is CEH still on the team? Well, you need depth, man. I don't know what else to say. If Pacheco gets hurt, is CEH as good as Pacheco? Heck nah, dude. But it's kind of the same case like if Nick Bolton's hurt, they had really solid depth in Drew Tranquil. So Drew Tranquil filled in, and he played fantastic. You know, it was a very good signing. It's really good to have quality depth. So that's what Frank Clark could be. Am I saying he's for sure going to come back? No. I mean, the Chiefs could honestly just be like, no, we're okay. You know, somebody in chat earlier said, we passed on him earlier. Why would we want him now? Well, just look at his contract. The Chiefs are going to have a huge ass cap hit. It was going to be like $28 million or something insane. So yeah, they had to part ways with him to save $21 million. They saved $21 million by moving on from Frank Clark, had to eat $7.6 million in dead money. But now it could bring him back for basically nothing. You know, would it cost a little bit? Sure. Will they do it? Not sure, to be honest. I don't know what the likelihood is, even though per Adam Schefter, I'm just literally reporting what he said. Why is this doing this every time I click this? Can you just stay? He literally says, Frank Clark's release now has been turned to the NFL, and his name will appear on Saturday Wire. Once it does, Clark will be a free agent to sign wherever he wants. A return to Kansas City is the most likely scenario in the eyes of league sources. So, I mean, it's the most likely scenario per sources around the league. Will it happen? I don't know. You know, part of me wonders, like, if Justin Watson actually ends up on IR, he dislocated his elbow yesterday in the game, and he's going to miss a minimum of a few weeks, maybe more. You know, I don't know if the Chiefs might want to go explore wide receiver options. I know a lot of people want that. They say, well, the Chiefs need a true wide receiver one. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. They don't have that much money. But they could trade for a receiver that's still on their rookie deal and try to make something happen. I mean, they could also bring back a former Chief. McCole Hardman is an option. Juju Smith-Schuster is an option, potentially too. I'm not saying they should or should not. Just saying there's some options out there, and we could kind of hash through the pros and cons of that. But yeah, Frank Clark is a potential to return since being released from Denver. We'll see. It could either be one of those things where, yeah, Frank Clark does want to return, and the Chiefs are just kind of like, dude, we have a Minihue back. We have George Karlaftis. We have FAU. Mike Dana's playing well. We just don't really have room right now. George Karlaftis is dealing with a hamstring injury of sorts. A hamstring issue. I was going to say issue. I was going to say injury, and it came out as issury. I don't know what I said. But, yeah, I would not rule out a Frank Clark return. How likely is it actually, to happen? I don't know. So I'd love to get your thoughts, but that's kind of what's going on with the Frank Clark situation. He got released this morning, is favored to land back in Kansas City. Per a source around Kansas City area, he might be checking his son back into school in the KC area. I'm not going to say what school or where or anything like that. I'm going to let him have his personal life. But yeah, definitely found that interesting. And I mean, I'm kind of 50-50. I just think if the Chiefs want the depth, they want his veteran leadership and want him to be there and to kind of teach some of the guys along the way, like, that's great. And he wouldn't be very much money. Is he going to be like a super productive guy? I don't know. I think if you moved him around on a rotational basis and kept him fresh and healthy and playing somewhat minimal snaps and just when somebody needs a breather, Frank Clark's in. And then we all know, once the playoffs hit, Frank Clark ain't playing games. So, it could be beneficial. I don't know how likely it is to happen, but I at least wanted to talk about it and let you guys know kind of what was going on. I didn't have the opportunity or the chance to talk about it in today's video that I dropped a couple hours ago recapping the game, but felt like it was worth at least talking about. I didn't want to sit on that news over the entire weekend because I'm not working tomorrow. Unless major news drops, I'll drop a video. But Sunday is off. There's no Chiefs game. So I was like, I don't really want to sit on this till Monday just because I feel like it's too important to talk about based on the reports. And, so, some people love Frank Clark. Some people don't. Some people say, well, thank you, Frank Clark, but we're done with you. I mean, we'll see. If Brett Veach and company want him back and you want to keep the defense rolling, I don't see why there's not a place for Frank Clark. The question at that point is just going to be, well, who are you going to remove? Especially with the Minihue coming back. So that'll be the biggest question that they can figure out. I mean, Herring's probably gone for sure, but we'll have to see if Justin Watson goes on IR, if that could be a spot that opens up, or if they go after a receiver or not. I mean, there's a few different things that could happen, and nothing could happen, to be honest. At the end of the day, we just don't know. But I just wanted to let you guys know and get your thoughts on it. I'm not leaning crazy one way or another. So, yeah, that's kind of where it is. That's kind of what's going on. Everything weather with the 10. Hey, Cole, do you think the Chiefs only have the next 2 weeks before they really have to make sure their offense is playing lights out, since we're going to be playing the Dolphins, Eagles back-to-back?
Just keep it down the field, boys.
I mean, the next 2 weeks and trying to continue building momentum is a good one, right? I'm not as low on the Chiefs offense as some are, to be honest. 400 yards of offense last night. Mahomes threw for over 300. Travis Kelce had over 100. The biggest weakness and problem by far was the Chiefs' inability to get the job done in the red zone. They were 1 for 5 in the red zone, right? So if they even just scored 2 to 3 times in the red zone, we're talking about a game that is 24, maybe 27, maybe even 30-8. That's a blowout. I mean, it wasn't a blowout last night technically because it was only an 11-point game, but was it ever close? Hell no, dude. Russell Wilson and company threw for less than 100 yards. They had under 200 yards offense. Russell Wilson was sacked 4 times, 2 picks, a forced fumble at the end of the game to seal it. The Broncos punted like 5 times. Turned the ball over 3. They scored 1 touchdown because the refs felt sorry for Russell Wilson because his team is so horrible. They gave him a pity roughing the passer flag. They felt bad for him. Their team is god-awful, and I love it so much. So yeah, I'm saying all this to say I'm not really that concerned about the Chiefs offense at this point in time. There's a little concern with Justin Watson being potentially out, and he was the leading receiver in yards per reception, 21.9 yards per reception. What's that going to mean? Well, the Chiefs could have the new guys play more. Rashee Rice can continue getting reps, which he's looked great. Justin Ross could maybe see some more reps, which everyone wants to see. I mean, he's been targeted 6 times and dropped 3 passes. He's literally dropped like half the passes thrown his way, but he needs more reps if he's going to get better. Mahomes has said it. Andy Reid said it. I'm saying it. You want to see what somebody like Justin Ross has? You need to put him out on the field and you need to give him targets, because the only way to get up to game speed is to literally go out there and play the game. I trained in Taekwondo for 12 years, and you could spar on a dummy that doesn't spar back all you want. You could practice dodging punches and kicks all you want against padded practices, but until you actually go and compete at a tournament and people are actually trying to take your head off, the practice only does so much, all right? So he just needs to go out there and get some reps. So that's kind of like they could either do that or they could do a little bit of both. The new guys play a bit more. If Justin Watson does have to go on IR, they could go get another receiver if they really want. It's just there's not a bunch of options right now unless Brett Veach is going to pull some special. He's probably making some calls. I don't see why Brett Veach and company before the trade deadline's not making calls. Think about it. They traded for Kadarius Toney before the trade deadline last year. It's not like it's impossible. I think Yeah, I don't know what I think. I think I'm intrigued to see what could shake out because it could go so many different directions. Becky said, but do we need Frank? I kind of addressed this at the beginning of the video. Sometimes you don't know what you need until injuries hit. You know, the most valuable thing you can have on this roster is depth. Patrick Mahomes said it last night in his presser. They said, what do you think is the thing about the defense right now that why are they doing so well and firing on all cylinders? Patrick Mahomes' answer without skipping a beat said depth. They have depth at every position group. So the more depth you can have, the better. Because think about it. You can say right now, well, we don't need Frank Clark. And then Mike Dana gets hurt and he's out for 4 weeks. Or George Karlaftis is out for 4 weeks. Or FAU. I mean, just Charles Omenihu, he's been suspended for 6 weeks. And we're like, well, we don't need Frank Clark. He's washed. We have Omenihu. And Omenihu's not game ready and pulls his groin. And he's out for 3 weeks. Hopefully none of that happens. But I'm just like, you don't always know what you need until you need it. So again, I'm not I'm not super pro bring Frank Clark back. I'm just kind of explaining the potential options and possibilities of what could happen. And there's the pros of Frank Clark. If you want some cons, if he comes back, the young guys will get less reps. So I could see why they would be like, well, we're fine with what we have. Let's let these young guys cook or grow and learn. So FAU, you got George going into year 2, but he's dealing with a hamstring issue right now. And he played last game and he looked pretty good. And they have a mini bye, so maybe he'll be fine. But as the season goes along, this is a violent sport. People get banged up, they get hurt, and you need the most valuable depth possible. And so that's why they could want Frank Clark. Do they need? I don't know. Only Brett Veach and company really know that. And sometimes you don't even know that when you build a roster. You're like, you just want the most solid depth as possible in case of injury. That's all. Yep. Yeah, for sure, Becky. Frank could have the same role as Dunlap last year. Exactly. Rotational depth piece. Work him in from time to time. Dunlap made plays. Frank Clark could do the same. We'll see. But those reports were surfacing, and I felt like it was an obligation for me to keep y'all in the loop about it. Yep. Thanks again, Andy, for the 2-bomb, brother. Cut Richie James is crazy. Well, Richie James, I've seen that floating around. The problem is, Richie James is on IR, so he's not even taking up a roster spot. So I've seen that on Twitter. Cut Richie James. And it's like, well, Richie James isn't even on the roster. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Here's the problem. The Chiefs are so secretive about Chiefs players' injuries, we just don't know. I don't know how long Richie James is going to be out. Just no idea. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Second place set, are we getting him super cheap just for the rest of the season? That would be fine. Well, there's no confirmation that Frank Clark is actually coming back. It's a report from Adam Schefter that the Chiefs are the most likely landing spot for Frank Clark after getting released by the Broncos. It would be pretty cheap, yeah. There is no way, based on how the D-line looks, there's no, the Chiefs don't even necessarily, to answer Becky's question from this standpoint, they don't need him in the sense of, there's not a bunch of injuries, so they're not going to go out and just randomly spend a bunch of money that they don't have for Frank Clark, right? If he comes back, it's going to be a very cheap deal. Maybe even vet min, to be honest, at this point. They already paid him $7.6 million in dead cap from his last contract. So if he wants to come back and play ball and chase another ring, he can come to Kansas City on the cheap. Now, could they do some sort of incentive-laden deal maybe for the rest of the year? Sure, but I don't think it's going to be insane. Not really. Dez with the 12 months. Holy smokes. With the 1 year. If you could have one, you taking Derek Thomas or Mahomes. Oh my gosh. Can't do that to me. I mean, in this era right now, you can't. Mahomes is the centerpiece of the team, but if I could have another centerpiece on the other side of the ball of all time, it would be Derek Thomas. I don't think you could take Derek Thomas, put him on this team, remove Mahomes, and have the success that you would have if you keep Mahomes and not have Derek Thomas on there. So sadly, I would go with Mahomes, even though Derek Thomas is my favorite Chiefs player of all time. He deserved every penny. Who are you talking about, Daniel? You talking about Frank Clark? Are you talking about Mahomes? A veteran wide receiver one before Frank Clark would be a better use of a roster spot? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We don't really know what the Chiefs are going to do before the deadline. Maybe Frank Clark is intriguing to them, but with Justin Watson actually hurt for the foreseeable future with a dislocated elbow, yeah, they could definitely be like, well, let's go kick the tires on a receiver and make some calls and see what shakes out. The thing is, they could call teams, and teams could be like, yeah, sure, we'll give you this receiver. We'll give you Brandon Ayuk for 2 firsts and something. And the Chiefs are like, we ain't doing that. That's insane. So they could kick the tires on a receiver and trading for him. And I'm not even saying the 49ers would trade Brandon Ayuk. The 49ers are incredible. They want to chase a Super Bowl ring this year. I don't see any reason why they give up Brandon Ayuk. They got Ayuk, Kittle, Debo, CMC, Trent Williams, Brock Purdy. I'm like, that team is insane. Then on the defense, you've got dogs. Charvarius Ward, Nick Bosa. I mean, the list goes on. They got a great linebacker room too. So I don't know what's actually going to happen. Frank Clark, trade for a wide receiver, but I bet you the Chiefs before the deadline are going to explore the options that they have for sure. Once Minihue comes back, defense is going to be unstoppable. I'm excited about that, Caden, for sure. Jack Green with the 5. Offensively, Rice needs to go outside. Sky to the slot. Rice needs to go outside, Sky to the slot. Sky is not an outside receiver, and Tony is not a quarterback. Definitely agree on most of that stuff. The problem is, and for me right now, like Rice is doing so well that I think he's where he needs to be. I'm not saying Sky is being used in the best role that he is, because from what I'm seeing from people who study film and watch that kind of stuff from like an analyst perspective, they're way smarter than me. They're literally saying Sky is not being used properly based on his skill set. So I get it, but I'm just like, I don't know, dude. Rashee Rice is so good and building so much rapport already. I would hesitate to take him away from how he's being used. Like, he is a menace in the middle of the field. Rashee Rice is. He's doing fantastic. So I hesitate it. Although if the Chiefs want to try to, put Sky inside and put Rashee Rice on the outside, like, okay. I mean, we're about to see what shakes up. Here's the thing. If the Chiefs don't go get a receiver, and they might not even before the deadline, so you've got a couple weeks still, right? You have no Justin Watson. The young guys have to step up. Think about it. If there's no Justin Watson, there's no Richie James. They both could be on IR, and if Justin Watson is not on IR, he's inactive for weeks, right? He's not a healthy scratch, but he would be an inactive. You got MVS, who hasn't really done much at this point in time. He is a field stretcher, and he's taken away some defensive backs as he runs his routes. I get it. You've got Sky. You've got Rashee Rice. You've got Justin Ross. And Montrell Washington. Who am I missing? Am I missing somebody? Because the other two would have been Richie James and Justin Watson. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm probably missing somebody. But those are kind of your core guys. So yeah, if you don't go get somebody, that's who you got. And you're going to have to use Justin Ross in an increased role. You're going to have to use Rashee Rice in an increased role. Cole, when does the Pacheco giveaway end? I need this guy's helmet. It ends Sunday. I'm going to announce the winner on Sunday afternoon. Yeah. Watson is overrated in the kingdom. That pass drop was evidence. I mean, literally every receiver drops passes from time to time. Rashee Rice has dropped multiple. Kelsey has dropped several this year. But I mean, Kelsey's the most reliable one, so I'm not saying he has a drop issue. Tony's dropped multiple. They've all dropped passes, dude. Justin Watson is, to say based on that one drop that Justin Watson is a liability, I'm kind of just questioning like, with all due respect, are you watching every other game? Because Justin Watson's is the one catching all the passes. So I understand that was a tough drop. Like, I get it. I agree. It was right off the fingers. Like, it was a perfect pass by Mahomes up the right sideline. Justin Watson didn't do him any favors by not catching it. But to say he's not reliable and the evidence is from last game, I'm like, well, did you watch the other 5 games? He literally leads the receiving room in receiving yards and yards per reception. I'm not saying he's the best guy there. He's not used all the time. But I'm just saying, like, you can't overreact based on that one drop. You know? MVS is overpaid. Yeah, Watson had 2 crazy catches last game. I don't even know if the Chiefs win. Against, who did they play last week? Who did they play? The Vikings. Dude, he had 2 clutch catches against the Vikings, both for first downs. Yeah, thanks for the 5, Jack. I appreciate you, man. Oh, why can't we just get our offense going? Well, they could just be, that could very well be the Chiefs' mindset. They don't go get a receiver. They don't bring in Frank Clark, and they're just happy enough with who they have and what they have. Again, I don't, like, some people are overreacting, in my opinion, even after this Broncos game. They're overreacting, saying the Chiefs have no weapons, nobody can get open, and Mahomes trusts nobody. I'm like, dude, they had 400 yards of offense. 400 yards of offense. The issue was they couldn't bring it home. So I'm not sitting here saying, well, there's no issues at all. It's all fine. Well, no, there's some issues, but, like, dude, the Chiefs drove the field. They were 1 of 5 in the red zone. You scored 2 touchdowns instead of, like, they were in the red zone 5 times and scored 1 touchdown. You score 2 to 3 touchdowns instead of 1. It's 24 or 30 to 8 and it's over. I mean, it might not even be 8. It might be, maybe they didn't get it. Maybe they didn't score at all. So there's some stuff to work on for sure, but I don't know if it's as dire as some people make it seem. I mean, old Lance over there on Twitter, I consider him a colleague. Like, he's a good dude. He's nice to me behind the scenes and stuff. But, like, dude, I'm actually worried for him. Like, if the Chiefs don't trade for a wide receiver, he might actually disintegrate. I'm just not there. Like, if the Chiefs want to go get a wide receiver, I'm totally cool with that. I respect it. I trust Veach and company to make the right decisions. They're the most successful organization over the past 5 years, without a shadow of a doubt. If they want to go get a wide receiver, if they're like, dude, we need it, Justin Watson out, we've got to go bring some people in, like, I totally respect that decision. If they're like, nah, we're going to make it work, then okay. I mean, we're asking a lot here, and the only thing I could think is, well, still from here until the playoffs hit, people can still build rapport and build chemistry and get better, and the offense can click at an even greater level. That's right. Yeah, and much respect to Lance. Like, if he ever sees this or someone shows him this clip, like, I would say this to his face in a respectful way, just like, dude, some people are more stressed about it than others, is all I'm saying. Justin Mead with the 2 said test. The test worked. Craig with the 5. The 3rd and short shenanigans will be the death of me. Over under on me breaking my TV during the Chargers game. I'll probably take the over, man. I mean, the Chiefs, believe it or not, are tied for 4th place in 3rd down conversions. They have the same amount of 3rd down conversions as the San Francisco 49ers. And we're over here beside ourselves because we feel like they cannot convert on 3rd down. They're actually one of the most successful teams at 3rd and 5 plus, 3rd and 7 plus. They struggle more when it's closer than that. Now, there was a couple weeks ago on 3rd downs, I think the Chiefs had touchdowns on both of them. Was it the Jets game? I don't remember what game it was exactly, but it was a 48-yard run by Pacheco on 3rd and 2, and then a touchdown pass to Noah Gray on 3rd and 1. Do I agree with you that I don't understand what they were doing on the 3rd and shorts yesterday at times? Yeah. 2 times. What are we doing? Mahomes on 4th and 2. You take Mahomes, you take Kelsey, you take Pacheco, McKinnon, any other wide receiver you want to plug in there, Rashee Rice. You take them off the field, and you're going to run a tight end sneak on 4th and 2? They can't even convert that on 3rd and 1. How are you going to convert that on 4th and 2? That makes no sense. And then on another 3rd down, you have Kadarius Toney taking the direct snap. Patrick Mahomes is lined up over here as a wide receiver. Pacheco's right here to Toney's left. Kelsey's right here to the right. It's an option. Toney could hand it off to Pacheco or take it himself. He predetermined he was going to take it himself and got swallowed up for like a 2 or 3 yard loss on 3rd and 1, bro. Hand the damn ball off for the love of God. Now, maybe, just maybe, Andy Reid's putting stuff on tape. Maybe, just maybe, he's seeing if some of these things can work, knowing that the Broncos defense or the Broncos offense was literally doing nothing. They couldn't get anything together, dude. 3 turnovers, 4 or 5 punts. They scored 1 touchdown. So maybe there's a little bit more checkers being played than we really know. You know, we see it as fans. We're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We want 40 points on the Broncos. Like, stomp on their necks. You know? And Andy Reid's over here like, nah, we're gearing up for the playoffs. The Broncos aren't getting into the playoffs. Like, we're going to save our good plays. We're going to test out some new ones, maybe even run some old ones. You know, there's probably elements of that going on as well. So we only see the glimpses. We're only seeing things from the outside looking in, right? We're still having to look through a reflection of the window. We're not seeing clearly. We aren't seeing the full picture. But I agree, Craig. Craig got me down the 3rd and short rabbit hole. But yeah, I agree with you, man. That's why I just talked about it for 5 minutes. The issue is more with play calling in the red zone. Oh, it's a mix of things. A little bit of the play calling. You know, I'm sure if we go through the coach's film, it's available today more than likely. I bet you Mahomes missed some people at times. You know, and then, yeah, they were trying some interesting plays at other times too. So it's I think it's a mix of stuff. For sure. Yo, Devon Douglas with the 2-bomb said, are we missing EB? I mean, I think, is that your first super chat on the stream before? If so, thanks, man. I think even if we are, at this point, there's literally nothing we can do about it. He's gone, right? He is the OC of the Commanders, and he's trying to get a head coaching job by leading a team that has a head coach that's defensive-minded instead of a team like Andy Reid that's offensive-minded. So maybe we miss EB, but I just shared this on Twitter earlier because I agree. Look at this. Look at what was shared. Taylor Witt. Much like the frustration during EB's tenure, I wish we knew what Matt Nagy's responsibilities were so we could accurately blame somebody when things are going poorly. I know it's Reid's show, but the play calling has been suspect at times recently. And I responded saying, literally my thoughts every time somebody says to fire Nagy or magically try to speak EB back into existence even though he's gone. He's not just gone, he's gone. And I'm not overly concerned. Andy Reid has the most wins as a head coach since 2013. He'll figure it out. But it's so unclear to me who's calling what and who. Like, I just think Andy Reid runs the offense, and so I hesitate to put too much blame on Nagy. I hesitated to put too much blame on EB because I think Andy Reid runs the offense. So that's the main concern for me in that regard. Do the Chiefs miss Matt or EB? I mean, maybe. I think they missed some aspects of his coaching for sure. He's a bit of more of like a hard-nosed guy. Like, he's not going to take any he's going to tell you like it is, you know what I mean? So I think Matt Nagy in that regard is way more laid back. Now, some people take it as far as, well, if EB was on the sideline yelling at the players, they would be doing better. I'm like, well, I don't know about all of that. I mean, I think we're trying to create things in our head to make us feel better at that point. Like, maybe, but how the heck can you confirm that? So that's kind of where I am with that situation, man. I'm rooting for EB. I hope Washington wins out this year, even make a deep playoff run, and EB gets a chance at a head coaching job next year. You know, that'd be awesome. Justin with the 5 said, here's to a solar eclipse tomorrow. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. Guys, I got to watch a scary movie tonight. I don't like scary movies, but I might need to watch one. Maybe like a dark thriller. Maybe not like a scary movie. I can't do horror. Okay, I can't do horror movies. Like, don't, I'm not watching no movie about a kid my daughter's age getting possessed and jumping out windows and running on the roof backwards on all fours. Like, no, thank you. But maybe a dark thriller. I'll have to try to see. If you guys have any good suggestions, let me know. But I can't do the horror stuff, dude. Justin with the 5 gifted. Bro, Justin's going crazy. Appreciate you, man. Yo, Midas with the 5 said, hey, Cole, did you ever tell your wife you could name your dog Riley Reed? No, I did not. We named her Casey. K-A-C-I. Her name's Casey. I think I have a picture here somewhere. There she is. Casey with the play on KC Chiefs. So yeah, we definitely did not name our dog Riley Reed. No. Thanks for the 5 and the 2. Watch Candyman? Dude, I don't know. I think, isn't that a horror movie? That's not like a dark thriller. Candyman. Bro, Candyman is a 1992 American Gothic supernatural horror film. Y'all are trying to make me like not be able to sleep tonight. Scream is better, but not Candyman, dude. I'm about to be sleeping strapped up. If I watch something like that. Yo, thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate that. Is the winner announced in the Facebook page? I still need to get let in. Yes, Muddy. Yeah, it's a private group, and they do approve people that join. It just takes a little bit. So as soon as you get approved, you can then comment on the post. It'll be Sunday afternoon. Or Sunday at some point. It might even be Sunday evening. I have to take a list of all the names myself. I have to put it on a spreadsheet, and then I have to run a random number picker from 1 to however many comments there are. So I have to do that, and then I'll screen record that whole thing and show the winner so people know I'm not just like picking somebody that I know or something like that. Like, I'll put all the names on a spreadsheet, I'll do the random number picker, and then I'll show myself going through the spreadsheet and selecting a winner. And in case you guys are like, what the heck are you talking about? Why are you talking about Facebook? We're on YouTube. Well, what's going on is we're doing another giveaway through Chiefs Bids. And what's going on is we're giving away an Isaiah Pacheco signed helmet on Chiefs Bids. Isaiah Pacheco signed helmet. He also wrote HBTC on it for the community, man. So super dope. All you got to do is go to Facebook, go type in Chiefs Bids, and go to their private group and comment HBT Chiefs, just like all these guys are doing. There's 574 comments already. Comment HBT Chiefs for your chance to win. That's all you got to do. I've seen some people on social medias, kind of complaining that they have to follow a couple steps in order to win something. Well, I'm like, dude, I'm partnered with Chiefs Bids. They want to build up their social media following a little bit. And in return for your following them on their group, you can win a signed piece of merch that's worth hundreds of dollars. I mean, it takes 2 minutes of your time. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. That's fine. We give away monthly merch here already. And then me and Kylie, like twice a month, give away merch on our live streams on Wednesday nights. So you don't have to do it, but it's freaking awesome, dude. He put HBTC on it. That is so fire. Jack Green with the 10. Old school rules. Defense wins championships and always takes the points. Our offense will show up. They'll show up. They're doing a lot of experimenting. Rice is going to break a lot of backs before it's over. Hey, I love it, Jack. Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, it's so funny. Like, I don't know. We're spoiled, man, as Chiefs fans. We're so spoiled. We're used to the Chiefs being top 3 in every offensive category and scoring on almost every single drive, averaging 33 points a game. Well, if your defense is only allowing like 13 points a game, maybe even 12.5 now after week 6, you don't freaking have to put up 30 points a game. Like, the Chiefs are 5-1. They're winning. They've literally never really been trailing in a game other than week 1. I think Nick Wright said the Chiefs have trailed 7 minutes in a game all year long, and it was the second half against the Lions. That was it. which is crazy to think about. So, yeah, right now the defense is taking a couple steps back. No, the offense is taking a couple steps back. But, dude, the defense is taking like 3 or 4 steps forward. They're insane. So it just looks different right now. You know, I mean, the Chiefs still average like, what is it, like 24.8 points per game. But they kneeled out 2 games at the opponent's 2-yard line. Those could have been touchdowns. They just kneeled it out because Andy Reid doesn't do that. You know, but it's probably closer to like 27.5 or 28 points per game, which is still lower on average for Mahomes and company. I mean, I'm not sitting here being an idiot, just like a Mahomes homer and saying, oh, there's nothing that these guys can fix or work on. No, they're literally all saying at the presser. You ask anybody in the locker room and there's things we can work on. We know we can do better. We know we can do better than putting up 19 points against the Broncos. I mean, they know they can do better than 1-5 in the red zone, but there were games last year that they struggled. You know, they barely beat the Texans in overtime. They lost to the Colts. They struggled heavily against the Rams in the red zone. They might have been 1-5 against the Rams last year. I'd have to go look it up. But yeah, they're definitely not perfect. But dude, the defense is carrying, and that's not even a bad thing per se. It's just how it is this year. Defense is stacked. They're freaking balling out, and maybe Mahomes and company are gonna not average 33 points a game. Maybe it's closer to 25. But dude, if the defense is only allowing 13 points a game, I'm cool with that. I'm pretty cool with that. Cole, check out the thriller Zodiac. Okay. Zodiac thriller. It's a neo-noir mystery thriller. All right. That might be better. That might be better. Thanks for the 2, man. Justin with another 5. Gremlins was the first movie I ever saw at the theater. I was 6 years old. Gave me a recurring nightmare for the next 6 months I've lived. Dude, I saw when I was a kid, dude, way too young, a werewolf movie. I was so young. I watched like this werewolf movie with my grandma. And I thought werewolves were real, dude. I had nightmares forever and showered with my eyes open for like over 2 years. I was like, dog, I ain't closing my eyes. There's going to be a werewolf. Never knew growing up I'd borderline look like one on my face, but, you know, I digress. Midas, 1 more 5 for my dog. Keep up the good content, sir. Thanks so much, brother. Appreciate it. Sorry we didn't name the dog what you wanted, but it wouldn't have passed. Deximus with the 5 months. Cole, just an idea here. Maybe it's not the wide receivers at all. Maybe Mahomes needs to be more decisive and not pump fake / scramble and just trust it. I think there's an element of several things going on there. You know, I think sometimes Mahomes is missing reads. Some people are saying, well, he's relying too much on Kelsey. Probably true, but Kelsey is not only catching what's thrown his way, but he had 9 catches for 124 yards yesterday. So it's not like they're going to waste, right? It's not like Kelsey's not catching them or not being productive. I think it's a little bit of everything there, Deximus. I don't think it's all one thing. Like when people comment, not one receiver got open at all yesterday. I'm like, how can you say that? We haven't even seen the coach's film. Like, we're watching the broadcast angle. How can you say that not one receiver got open on a single route all game long? I guarantee you're wrong. Like, you know, it's like, I'm sure they were open at some point in times, but some of it's just chemistry, them needing to do what Mahomes wants based on the coverage presented and not just run the route. Sure, the play called is this route, but if you see A coverage or B coverage, you're supposed to adapt that, and Mahomes is looking for something. They're running the route. You know, it's just like there's way more intricacies into this than just you know, simple answers here. And that's why I'm like, we'll never know the full issue. We'll never know the full issue, but you know, the bright news is the Chiefs are 5-1, first in the West, first in the AFC, first seed right now, and they're doing pretty well. They have room to improve, but they're doing pretty well, all things considered. James with the 2 said, howdy folks, here's $2. A resident Broncos fan in here after last night's game. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Yep, Rice is learning that well. Exactly. Rattlesnake said, so why are people wanting Clark? I talked about it for like 15 minutes at the beginning of the stream, kind of all the ins and outs. He would be cheap. Yeah, he would be cheap. And if they brought him in, it's just for depth. Just for the most solid depth you can possibly have. Now, you're good, Rattlesnake. It's fine for you to ask because the title of this of live stream and the thumbnail, like, you're like, oh, we're talking about Frank Clark. But yeah, I did at the very beginning. I just talked all about Frank Clark and like all the pros and cons that I could think of and what's going on. So you could definitely go back to the beginning. You can watch all that and even get back with me after you see it because we'll still be live. Exactly. Kyle said Clark equals rotation piece on the cheap. Think of like Carlos Dunlap last year to some extent. Time to play with the quarterback of the quality of Pat Mahomes. They're learning and I'm proud of them. Exactly. Yeah, Jack. It's not perfect. That's for sure. Get Out is a classic. Kind of scared of that one. I haven't seen it because I'm afraid to get hypnotized, man. I could watch that. That'd be a good one. The receivers are getting open. Pat just needs to throw them the ball. Yeah, I think there's some element of that too. At times, for sure. It's not all on Pat. It's not all on the receivers. And it's not all on the coaches. But what it is an element of all of it. The play call, the coaching, Mahomes being able to just trust his receivers, still building rapport. The reason why he looks for Kelsey, guys, he knows. For better or for worse, I'm not saying it's always the best decision of Mahomes, but he knows. If Kelsey's one-on-one, he's going to get open. So Mahomes will just extend the play until Kelsey gets open. If they're playing zone, Kelsey's going to find a weakness in the zone. Mahomes knows that if Kelsey sees a certain coverage, he knows that if Kelsey sees it, Mahomes sees it, and that's why they're so good off the cuff or off script with each other. Does he trust him a little bit to a fault? Maybe, but it's not like he's making egregious errors trying to force passes to Kelsey, right? I mean, not really. So I think there's multiple elements at play here. And Mahomes knows he's watching the film. The coaches know they're watching the film. The receivers know they're watching the film. They're like, dang, I was open here. Or Mahomes like, damn, I missed you, dude. I came off your read too early. Like they're gonna see all this stuff for sure. So they're working on it. They gotta be. Mahomes is the best, dude. He wants to be the best. He wants to win every week, and he wants to drop 50 every week. Like he wants to come out there and rip your heart out. Andy Reid said it. EB, people didn't like it when he said this, but I think he was being honest. He said Patrick Mahomes is a competitive prick. He could have probably worded it a little bit more, I don't know, elegantly. But dude, we've seen quarterback. We've seen the behind the scenes. Mahomes ain't playing. So, yeah, Mahomes wants to win. So I don't think somebody said recently Mahomes is force-feeding Kelsey so he can be the star because of Taylor Swift and all that attention. I'm like, dog, if you think Mahomes cares about that, I don't know what to tell you. Mahomes don't care who Kelsey's dating. He ain't trying to feed him the ball because of some viewership thing with the NFL. Like, no, dude. No. Promise, he don't care. Andy with the 2 said, Totally Killer on Hulu looks good. Blumhouse film, Totally Killer? Okay. No One Will Save You? Oh, that sounds scary too. Somebody said, do you believe horror movies are gore or fear? I like zombie movies. And that has a lot of gore. So I don't really mind the gore. I think it's just like demonically supernatural even though that's kind of what zombies are. But like zombies, I don't know. Zombies have a special place in my heart from just playing zombies on Call of Duty like my whole childhood. So like it kind of has a special place over here. It's fine. Zombies don't scare me at all. Brand with the 5 gifted. Hey, let's go, man. Appreciate you. Hope you guys are doing well. This is the first Friday night live stream I've ever done, I think. So we're probably switching to Friday nights for now during the season, especially. And if most people prefer it, we could just stay in the evenings. But Definitely wanted to test it out. Muddy said, I got in. I'm so hyped. Thanks for the help, man. Heck yeah, bro. Let's go, dude. Case 39. I really like dark crime thrillers. So I really like dark crime thrillers. The film revolves on a social worker who attempts to protect a girl from her violent parents, but finds that things are more dangerous than she had expected. Oh my gosh.
And go get it.
It's a black comedy? No. Is it? I'm scared. Wait. A black comedy? Dark comedy. I'm confused. I thought it was a horror mystery. I don't know what's going on. Reptile's a dark crime thriller? That sounds kind of scary too. Trade for Judy and bring Clark back to run it back. Trade for Judy. I don't know if the Broncos would trade with the Chiefs. I mean, there's been intra-division trades before, so it's not like I can't just be like, that's not happening. Because if the Chiefs are the highest bidder, the most interested, like maybe it would. It's better to have Frank Clark and not need him than not having Frank Clark and needing him. That's true. Judy is terrible. Please no. Listen to Steve Smith. Steve Smith said he's a tier 3 receiver. That was so funny, bro. Did you see Chris Jones said, how about those Chiefs in the locker room celebrating? No, but I mean, that's Andy Reid's thing, right? They all be saying that, which is awesome. Would you trade for Amari Cooper? I don't think so. I mean, I think Amari Cooper has a crazy contract. That's part of the problem. The Chiefs can't just go trade for anybody. They don't have that much money, you know? Broncos are 1-5. They're desperate and their season is over. Yeah. The other issue I have is like, once the Chiefs trade for a receiver, they have to learn the system, you know, and build rapport with Mahomes. And it's not like it's the offseason. Mahomes doesn't have infinite time to spend with these guys. That's why I'm kind of intrigued, or I see the possibility of like a McCole Hardman or Juju Smith-Schuster returning. Not because I think they're the best options out there per se, but like they know the system. They have roles in this offense that they could come in and fit in basically immediately, and they could get brought up to speed very fast. Are they going to do that? I don't know, and I'm not necessarily saying that the Chiefs have to do that to even be successful, but I'm like, the Patriots aren't doing well. Juju could be got for cheap, and I understand people are like, well, Juju's knees. Well, dude, okay, I mean, but maybe you're rotating him in, and he's not even used as heavily as last year. He still had 1,000 yards receiving last year from the, you know, he missed like 2 games or 3 games due to injury and still had almost 1,000 yards. So like Juju could be a perfect counterbalance in the middle of the field, him and Rice. You know, if Kelsey needs to rest sometimes with the ankle, like, yeah, Juju, I will say this about Juju. He developed a very, very underrated rapport with Patrick Mahomes very quickly. There are some receivers in the system who never had that rapport that Mahomes and Juju had. McCole Hardman's one of them. In 4 years, McCole Hardman never had the rapport that Mahomes and Juju had. You guys agree? I mean, dude, Juju was a 1,000-yard receiver his first year here, and then he was gone. So those are why I'm like, oh, those are intriguing. They're cheap. The teams are actually wanting to move on from them potentially, you know, and they could get brought up to speed really quickly. Are they long-term solutions? No. If we trade MVS, does the dead cap hit KC? Yes. Yeah, he has more of an out after this year. I don't think they do anything with MVS this year. I would be pretty surprised. Leo said, imagine Pickens on the Chiefs. I imagine that almost every day when I wake up in the morning and brush my teeth and then cry. Second place said Rice is going to blow up last half of the season. Oh, yeah. Bro, is Sean in here? Sean Peterson? He's been saying all offseason long, Rashee Rice is going for, I think he said something like 750 yards and 5 touchdowns this year. He actually might be right. He actually might be right. Bluegrass Picker said Juju has 14 catches and 86 yards for the year. That's because Mac Jones sucks ass, dude. So I don't even think it's as much on Juju. The Patriots haven't scored a touchdown in 14 drives. 14 drives. The Patriots haven't scored a touchdown. They suck. No offense if we got Patriots fans in here. It's just the truth. Like, they're not doing well. You know, you can get upset by that, but it's just like, they are not doing well at all. Juju, moving him back into Kansas City's offense, he will instantly start doing better. Mac Jones is not that guy. He cries himself to sleep when he sprains his ankle. Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowls when he sprains his ankle. They are not the same. Sammy pulled a hammy, picking up a call from Veach. Oh, God. Mac Jones hasn't been the same since Chandler Jones stiff-armed him. Ooh. Blessings, man. Blessings. Hey, I'll tell you this. Chandler Jones ain't been the same almost since that game either. Captain Insano said, Cole, if you need something scary to watch later, just turn on Raiders highlights. I don't know if I want to watch something that scary. Come on now. Wasn't that great before Chandler Jones either. I mean, to be fair, it's not all on Mac Jones. I think they're going through some injuries. Part of me wonders how much Bill Belichick even gives an ish these days. It's not all on Mac Jones. But I heard something interesting the other day, and I like this saying, and I'm just going to keep using it. I think it was who was this guy? It was one of the analysts that speaks on everybody. He's got his own show. It's not Rich Eisen. It's another old white guy. That doesn't narrow it down like at all. The frick is his name? I think it was Colin Cowherd, maybe. He was saying Russell Wilson. He was talking about the Broncos. He was saying Russell Wilson's not the problem in Denver. He's playing well this year, but he's also not the solution. He's not the long-term solution there. He's not that good. He's not that guy anymore. I don't know if Mac Jones is the problem for the Patriots right now, but I don't know that he's the solution. Like, that's such a good line. I'm just going to start using that more. It's so good. No, it's not Dan Patrick. What? Who's that? Yeah, it was Cowherd. That's exactly who it was. Yeah, he's not the solution. Yo, what's up, Countess? Good evening, Cole. Hope you're doing okay. Hope the Clark stuff is true. I mean, all the Clark stuff, like, all it really is, like, the biggest thing it is per Adam Schefter, he's favored to potentially land in Kansas City. So, I mean, that's all we have. And that's per league sources. So, Adam Schefter's pretty connected. So, right here. A return to Kansas City is the most likely scenario in the eyes of league sources. Nothing super solid. You got to think about this, too. The Chiefs are always connected to people. But, I mean, it makes sense. I get it. I think there's some value there in bringing Frank Clark back. Am I gonna say bring Frank Clark back over value or like money or assets on a receiver? I mean, no. I don't know that the Chiefs do anything. Time will tell. We'll find out in a couple weeks. Tell you that much. Thanks for the 5 again, brother. Let's go, Chief said. Cole, just want to say I've been having a really bad day. Went and watched one of your old videos, man. It made me so happy. Just want to say you're the GOAT. Hey, let's go, man. One of my old vids, huh? What did you watch? Which one? Dude, I appreciate the kind words and sorry you're having a rough day, brother. If you're ever having a rough day, think about this. You could be a Buffalo Bills fan. They went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lost all 4. God bless America. That is so, like, it was in the 90s. What was it? Like 89, 90, 91, 92, or 90, 91, 92, 93. Bro, imagine the Chiefs go 4 years in a row and they don't win one. I'm not talking about AFC championships. I'm talking about they were at 4 Super Bowls in a row and lost all 4. Could always be a Bills fan. Have any Chiefs players said they're listening to your podcast? I don't know. I'd be surprised if a lot of them listen to it in any real depth, because it would kind of be like, I don't know. I feel like when I'm off work, I don't want to go and listen to more Chiefs stuff. Like when I'm off, I work a lot, but like when I'm off, I want to tune out something unrelated, or what I'm doing a lot of times, I'm studying the YouTube algorithm and listening to videos from like big YouTubers in the space. I'm not always consuming NFL news, even though that's what I primarily do. I don't think Chiefs players care. They probably see some of my stuff pop up. I guarantee you a lot of Chiefs players have seen some of my YouTube shorts. I'm not saying they watch it regularly, but dude, we average 10 to 12 million views a month on YouTube shorts. And I put it on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, so I'm sure they see it. You know, I've seen some random Chiefs players. Willie Gay has liked some of my shorts or my reels on Instagram, which is so random. Like, I'm like, oh, nice, he saw that. So I'm sure they've seen it. Doubt they really consume it. I don't think they really care, to be honest. The Chiefs are number 15 for income. What does that mean? Like they have the 15 most available cap space right now? Or what does that mean? I want to clarify something. Even though I said imagine being a Bills fan, I don't actually have any issues with Bills fans. I'm just saying if you're ever having a bad day, you could be a Bills fan who watched their team go to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lose them all. That's all I'm saying. I actually don't have an issue with Bills fans at all, for the most part. Alexis said, I care, Cole. Fair enough. Beat them with 12 seconds? I thought it was 13. I mean, it was technically 12 because there was 1 to spare. 1 or 2. Watch your shorts is something you don't say to Chris Jones on a 40-yard sprint. Yeah, we're talking about YouTube shorts. Different. Way less nuts. All the poorest NFL teams, Bills, still make more than the richest Premier League team, Manchester City. That's crazy. NFL is a super lucrative business, man. $3.8 million in cap space so far. Yeah, it's not a lot, dude. They probably need $3 million in cap space to just manage the rest of the season. They almost need all of that. Is the problem. Cole, who do you think is the most annoying fan base in your mind? Most annoying? I mean, probably Bengals fans, to be honest. Even though there's some like really cool ones that I'm like chill with, I think they chirp a lot. You don't hear a lot from Broncos fans. Like, what are they gonna say? Boo Chiefs, rigged by the refs. Like, cool, dude. You're 4-11. Nobody cares. Raiders fans, I mean, they're annoying. We've got one in chat right now, but like, I just kind of feel sorry for those little losers, you know? Cole, imagine losing a Super Bowl. Couldn't be us, right? No, I mean, we've lost Super Bowls. We've lost 2. We lost Super Bowl 1, right? And then we lost 55. So, I mean, I've been there. We've been there, but I'm just saying, imagine going to that many in a row and not winning any at all. Whew. Hodor hackers. That's hilarious. Niners fans are high on the list. I haven't had any issues with Niners fans, but I have seen some still crying about Super Bowl 54. I'm like, dude, you gotta get off the soy milk, dog. It makes you saggy, you know, and then you whine and complain a lot. Who's watching the Buffs tonight? What is that? The Buffs? What's that? Dallas be like, this is our year? Yeah, every year. Saw a Broncos fan today at work, and I swear he couldn't keep eye contact. I was wearing a Frank Clark jersey. No! Oh, that's the best. Oh, Colorado Buffs. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what sport that is, dude. Oh, that's college ball. I don't watch college. That's how you know I don't watch. No, I'm not watching. 49ers are by far the best team right now. Oh, yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're doing really well. I mean, I already said if the 49ers stay healthy, I don't see how they're not in the Super Bowl. I knew Deion Sanders coached Colorado, and I've seen plenty of viral clips from him and stuff like that on social. I just had no idea their team was called the Buffs. I had no idea. You and Travis be trolling with the jerseys? What do you mean? What do you mean? Casey. Yeah. You guys want to see the puppy? Casey, come here. Come say hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi. I figured she needed to meet
Casey. Everybody say hi to Casey. Here, move this mic just a little bit. There we go. Hi, Casey.
Oh, she looks good on camera.
Here, I'll zoom into her. Casey. Oh. Hello. Hi.
She is 9 weeks old. People will be asking.
9 weeks.
She's a mini golden doodle.
Okay, mini golden doodle should be about 25 pounds.
Her name is spelled Kaci.
And she's a dog. She's got that dog in her. Oh. What do you think, Casey? Say, go Chiefs. Go Chiefs. She's sweet.
She's my baby.
What's up? We don't normally stream on a Friday night.
I know, and the girls are in bed, so I was like, she's getting tired.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've had her for a week now, 8 days. She pee all over the floors a little bit. She actually came probably 80% potty trained. She does really well. I mean, you just kind of have to stay on top of it. Know okay, after every time she eats and drinks, we've got to take her out shortly after every nap, before and after every nap. Then she's up once at night, something like that. It's not too bad. Can she run routes? I mean, she might be able to run routes and better than some.
She runs routes the fastest after she's stolen one of Cole's socks. She stole one of your socks out of the laundry basket this morning and made a run for it.
She did?
Yeah, she did.
Kelly said, Cole, even your dog is female, always outnumbered. Yeah, we have a male beta fish, but that's it. We got a lady dog and then 3 girls, Danny and then the 2 daughters. I'm outnumbered, man. So cute and a Chiefs fan. Yeah, we'll raise her right.
That's right.
Isn't that right, buddy?
Teach her to bite Raiders fans.
Yeah, we're going to have one of her commands for bark. We're going to say something about it's a Raiders fan. Then we're going to get her to bark. It's a Raiders fan. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. A male beta fish, those words together are something else. Yeah.
Well, there are female beta fish, but no one likes them because they're ugly.
Yeah, we got the male. We got the male beta. The alpha has got a beta fish up there. Okay, I'm just
You've
kidding.
never called yourself an alpha in your life.
No, that's freaking stupid.
So dumb.
Dudes that refer to themselves as alphas are
beta.
quite possibly under 5'4" and wouldn't last 30 seconds in a street fight. Probably also wear, what is that? What are those t-shirts that all the non-fighters wear? That's a fighting brand. But everybody who would get slept inside of round 1 wears those shirts. I can't remember the name of the shirts right now, but Affliction. That's what it is.
Someone knew it.
Bro, if they're wearing an Affliction shirt, they're losing in a street fight, dog. It's over. It's over.
I'll get out of here.
All right.
Love ya.
Tap out. That's another one. Bye. She's falling asleep. You tired?
Tired of you.
Night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you. Thanks
Love
for
you.
the puppy.
Bye. Welcome. Yeah, tap out and Affliction, dude. Yeah, Casey. You guys met Casey today. Let's go. Let's go. Is that my daughter? No, that's my wife, dog. We're literally the same age. I look older, I guess, but we're both, well, I guess I'm a year older. I'm 32, she's 31. Swelsey. Flag on the play for the pupper. Cole, so if I don't win this giveaway, I can just stop by your place and grab some merch, right? Sweet, man. I know we've been tight. No, but there's plenty of chances to win if you don't win this one. We're doing a giveaway every week with Chiefs bids, I think, almost till the end of the season. And I'm doing monthly giveaways still on the channel. So we got plenty to go. We got plenty to do. Plenty to give away. Put a plant in the top of the tank with your beta. We got plants. Dude, they love the fish lays on them. It loves it. It's like a little bed. Yeah, we did that. We did that. Do you know if Anthony Richardson's injury was caused by the trench Chris Jones left in Lucas Oil Field? I don't think so. I do feel bad, though, for Anthony Richardson and hope he heals up. It's like an an AC joint sprain, I think, right? He's on IR. I saw that. Dudes who call themselves alphas are quite literally under 5'5". Indeed, Cole, you're correct. If you guys know me by now, I troll a lot, man. Yeah, but if any dude ever refers to them as an alpha, I'm just like, you are cringe, dude. You are so cringe. Please go to therapy. Please, you need it. Old man Yeet with the membership. Let's freaking go. Let's get it, man. I appreciate that. And Aaron Jacobson with the 5 gifted. Good to see you, brother. Thanks so much, man. One of the NFL Network goobers has us at 3 in his power rankings behind the Niners and Eagles and ahead of the Dolphins. Sounds about right to me. I think you could interchange the top 5 to some degree. I don't know if you can take the 49ers off the top spot right now, but you know, some people look at how the Chiefs have been playing and they might have them at 3 or 4. They'll put the Dolphins a little bit higher. They'll put the Eagles. Like, I think as long as the Chiefs are somewhere around the top 3, 4, 5 in the power rankings, I'm not even going to be like ultra mad at it. Because I'm just like, power rankings are somebody's best opinion on where they think teams rank. And some of these power rankings, like, these teams aren't even playing each other. So it's not like it's just a best guess. Hate the alpha culture online right now. What's up, Patrick Hall with the ... Are you an alpha? Is that why you're unresponsive? Alpha Omega, beginning and the end. Monique, what's up? What's brother from another mother? What we sipping on tonight? Just Boulevard wheat. I had a Tank 7 for dinner, so I had a few last night too during the game, so I'm just kind of chilling. Joyce, glad you like her. Alpha culture. Any man using the word alpha as DV charges? Oh my gosh. Oh, what? You're crazy, man. What's up, Mason? Any weekend stream? We may do Sunday Night Football. I need to see, though. Danny took your beer? No, she brought one down. I still have mine. She brought down a Quirk, which is like a seltzer, I believe. Frank be trolling? What did Frank say? What are you drinking, Monique? What are you guys drinking? You guys drinking anything? You could say water if you want. You could say water. How'd the ref help the Chiefs last night? Well, you see, what happened was, I think the Chiefs paid P. Ryan's knee. And so P. Ryan's knee punched the ball out at the end of the game to seal it. Rigged. Straight up. Bud Light, Aaron? Wine, said Monique. Water. Belle Delphine bathwater. You're drinking bathwater? Is Belle Delphine a person? I have no idea who that is. Sprite. All right, ginger ale, milk, and cookies? Cookies. You speak any other languages? Not really. I took Spanish for like 4 years and barely know it. KC beer, nice, Ryan. That's a good one. Anybody sick these days, or should I say this week? Not sick this week, thank God. Can you imagine both Eric Berry and Derek Thomas? In my dreams, I imagine them both on the same team. Yeah. Joseph, what's up, man? Do you still do some freelance and videography as YouTube your full-time gig? Yeah, I haven't done any freelance in about a year. The last time I've done any photo or video work, I think was for Easter. One of my best friends works at a church, and he's like, bro, can you please film some photo videos at a service? I really could use your help. So I did him a favor, but yeah, just run YouTube, man, now. These days, I mean, I'm not opposed to shooting if it makes sense, but during the season, it's very hard because I work 6 days a week on the channel, so I'd rather spend that day off with my family. Yo, Scotty said breast milk. Hey, Scotty, may God bless you, man. May God bless you. Prime? I've never had Prime yet. I actually ran into Eric Berry the other day grabbing some dinner. For real? Where is he? Where, dude? Does he still live in Kansas City? Does he still live in KC? Like, where did you run into him? He's so quiet. Like, meaning he's not really on social. He's not really active online. Yeah, Boulevard. Somebody said Boulevard. Cheers, man. All day. Yeah, Monique, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Justin Ross snap count prediction for next game. Well, he had 10 last game. With no Justin Watson, let's say 15. I mean, maybe it's more, but I'm just like, I don't know. Out in New York, almost didn't even notice him. That's crazy. Cole, congrats. I've been able to watch, but 162,000 subs in under 2 years is crazy. Thanks, man. Yeah, I guess the 2-year mark will be at the end of January. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe we'll hit 200K. Maybe. Try to get close. I don't really care about the sub count anymore. I mean, however big the channel grows, it grows, right? I just want to keep making great content. And great is subjective, but just the best content that I can with the news that's given, right? So, do you think we'll re-sign Frank Clark? I think there's a chance. If you want my like in-depth thoughts, go to the very beginning of the stream. I talk about it for like 15 minutes, but is it a huge need? No. But the more depth you have, the merrier, right? What you drinking? I'm just drinking. Sorry, I feel like somebody's upstairs talking. Maybe Danny turned on the TV. But I sound like a... I think Danny turned on the TV. Which is totally fine, but I was just like... Dude, Danny's watching me right now. I have the security camera pulled up in our living room, and look what Danny's watching right now. Look what she's watching right now. She's watching my video from today. So the guy's voice I heard talking upstairs was literally mine. That's hilarious. The cops are there. Hey, we need to talk to the bald guy that never leaves. That's hilarious. Justin Mead with the 2 said, y'all Hulk smash that like button right now. Thanks for the 2, bro. Appreciate that. Everything weather with the 2. Cole, what's your all-time favorite Chiefs game?
When it's grim, be the Grim Reaper and go get it.
Said, I hope she is... No. She's close. She was just down here. Crazy kid. I want to rewind to watch her reaction again. Yeah, go ahead. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, she's watching me. Hey, she said, she's like, I don't watch all your videos, but I try to watch as many of the longer form videos as I can. She's like, I want to be up on my Chiefs news. So she tries. You're drinking a Mr. Pibb with lots of ice? Ooh, that kind of sounds good, actually. Clark can't stay healthy because he does the wrong diet? What is his diet? Okay, favorite all-time Chiefs game? Man, I don't know. I mean, in my lifetime, it's got to be Super Bowl 54. I mean, Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching the Chiefs since the 90s, but I don't know if there was anything that topped the feeling of winning at all. I mean, nothing touched it. Super Bowl 57 was awesome, but dude, Super Bowl 54 was something special. I know that's probably like a cliche answer, but dude, being a Chiefs fan my whole life and seeing them fall short, I mean, the closest they ever got, I think, well, it was the AFC Championship game with Joe Montana, but like I was so young, I don't remember that. And then they had a couple playoff runs here and there. Then Mahomes made it to the AFC Championship game his first year as a starter, and they lost to the Patriots. And I tasted that, and I was like, dude, could we actually get to the Super Bowl? I was just like, could we just get there? And then when they won it, I was over the moon, man. I don't know if anything will top that in my lifetime. I was... it was lit. 13 seconds game was good. Was great too, Shane. That was a really good one. Texans versus Chiefs at comeback. Bro, so many legendary playoff games like in that run. That was a legendary one. Was it 28-0 or something stupid? And then the Chiefs came back and won by 20? It was ridiculous. 13 seconds Bills, such a great game. That ending was insanity. James White said, are we getting Frank Clark? That would be wacky. No, nothing confirmed, but Adam Schefter said he's favored to return to Kansas City. We'll see. I don't know yet. Bill Kenny, Steve DeBerg, we have lived a lot of bad years. Funny, I know Bill Kenny personally. Yeah, I know Bill Kenny and his family. Cole, what are your thoughts on the Chiefs season so far? I'm probably more positive than some Chiefs fans. I won't say a lot, but I feel pretty good about this season so far. 5-1, first in the West, first in the AFC. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. The defense is the best of the Mahomes era by far. I mean, the Chiefs defense is still searching for its identity a bit in the wide receiver room, and Pat Mahomes is going through a little bit of a funk. But I'm not seeing anything that's so concerning that I'm like, it's over. I think they can get better and improve. On top of that, dude, the defense is playing great, and Omenihu's coming back. Charles Omenihu's about to come back, dude. We are 5-1 without Charles Omenihu, and it's only going to get better. So, maybe Patrick Mahomes and company is not putting up 30 points a game. Maybe it's 22 to 25 a game. But if the defense is only allowing 10 to 15 a game, I don't think it matters. You met the whole SpongeBob cast? Really? Okay, that's sick. I watched so much SpongeBob as a kid, dude. I think it rotted my brain a little. Drinking bootlegger edition whiskey made from beet sugar. I ran 4.5 miles today, so I earned it. Let's go, Dave. Talk about getting the 1-2 punch would make our defense good. Yeah, we need to work on offense. Good to go off the receivers and allow them to grow. Yeah. I don't know exactly what you mean about the 1-2 punch. Or are you talking about Omenihu returning? But yeah, man. Hopefully, the offense continues to taking steps up for sure. Tomas said, shout out from Brazil. Love your content. Let's go, dude. Appreciate it. All the way from Brazil. Love that. You are prime SpongeBob age? If you're talking to me, I definitely am, dude. That was my whole childhood, SpongeBob. So I'm 32. SpongeBob, Cat Dog, Hey Arnold, Ed, Ed, and Eddie. What's the dude with the crazy hair? The blonde hair. What the frick is his name? So yeah, a lot of Cartoon Network and a lot of Nickelodeon. Ooh, Sam's Oktoberfest sounds good. Chiefs DB winning games. Oh yeah, they're definitely helping the Chiefs win games. Jack said Danny is a diamond in the rough. She works hard too. Oh yeah, she takes care of the fam. She's got some clients that she does social media management for. Yeah, she basically runs the house. She's the boss. Yeah, Hey Arnold was one, but Johnny Bravo. That's it. Johnny Bravo. Oh yeah. Montana versus Elway Monday Night Football. Willie Davis for the win. That was your all-time favorite Chiefs game? Cole, what did you say you wanted our record to be before Omenihu returns preseason? Not sure. I'd have to go back and look. I mean, I think I was saying I hope we could win most of them. I predicted the Chiefs to go like 13-4 this year or 14-3, somewhere around there. I think I said 13-4. You're drinking Eagles tears? That's a good drink. I drank all mine. They're gone. Frank Clark will be signed, but he'll go to the practice squad. I don't know if Frank Clark would... I don't know if he would let that happen. I don't know about that. We'll see. I'm fine to be wrong there, but he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. I don't know. I don't know if he would do it. He might retire before that. Also need to get Pop some blockers. Hey man, he's playing pretty well, but yeah, the better he can block, the better. He can run. So I'll take that. Seahawks may take him back. I mean, maybe, yeah. I don't know their situation. Chiefs going 15-2. Fine with me. I said 13. Nobody's going to bring up 54-51 game versus the Rams. That was a good one. That's a good one, Benjamin. That was a really good one. That game was freaking crazy. Jones wouldn't like Frank on the practice squad. It doesn't make sense to have him on the practice squad, in my opinion. Is Frank Clark giving back $1.5 million and like 30% pay cut to get the guy to Denver? Yep. Oh, is it unprecedented? I don't know about that. I don't think that happens very often. From what I was reading, that's not a very common thing to happen. He must have wanted out of there bad. I mean, he tweeted out saying something along the lines of, got to make something shake. Like, I got to get out of here. Bring back Frank Clark. He might be coming back, Chiefs Kingdom. Might be. 70 points scored on you will break a man. Hey, 70 points scored. That's insane. M. Everum said ARs aren't allowed in Colorado. Frank, come back to Missouri. Oh, no. Oh, no. J. Ross should be starting. I don't know that he should be starting, but I think he should be getting more reps by now. He should be seeing a little bit more snaps, right? I would think. You're stunned they let him go? Who? Oh, Frank Clark? I mean, if a player doesn't want to be there and a team's failing and they can save a little bit of money, I mean, all right, sounds good. Get out of here. No, the AFC playoff game with Tom Brady and Mahomes in 2018. The AFC championship game. That one was crazy. That's the AFC championship game, right? I'm pretty sure. Because the Patriots. Whew, it's Friday night. Patriots won in overtime. What's up, Sandbox? Going after Jerry Jeudy. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I don't know that he is a true wide receiver one that some fans think the Chiefs need, but I know that Denver is looking to trade and sell players or get out of their contracts, rather. It's not really selling players, but trading them, getting out of there. So, maybe. I guess I'm not opposed to the idea of it, depending on what the Chiefs would have to give up for it. Race fan with a 10 bomb. What's up, dude? Do you think Minihue gets a sack in his return? That's a great question. I have no idea. I don't know what to expect there. I mean, Minihue might open some stuff up for some other guys. He might himself get home right away because he's got fresh legs. So, yeah, we'll have to see. It's a great question. I hope so. I would think he does soon. I don't think you can have a trap game on a long week, too much prep. Basically a mini buy. But I don't know that the Chargers are a trap game. Chargers are down to the wire, battle every time. They're a great team. Yeah, I watched Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory. There was that, and then what was the one with the Fairly Odd Parents? That one too. There's a lot of dumb cartoons when we were kids, man. Watched them all. Adam Thielen now is a guy that I would like to get from a 0-5 team. Yeah, that's an interesting one too. It would be super cheap probably. You want Frank back? He might be coming back. Maybe so. Spidey said Patrick Mahomes deserves better wide receivers. How did Russell only get 95 yards against us? Because the Chiefs' defense is the real deal. Ooh, Doug? Doug was a good one. What is that? That's not Doug, is it? Maybe it's not. Race fan with the 5 gifted. Dude, it's funny. All those cartoon theme songs as a kid, they just like stick in your head. Love the shirt. Hey, let's go. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. My boss is 32, and the primary way she communicates in Slack is with SpongeBob GIFs. That's awesome. Do you have to purchase NFL film rights for your vids? Is it expensive? No, I just use like today's video that dropped with all the NFL game footage. The NFL literally claims copyright, so I don't make any money on it. So that's why I've been putting more ads in my videos. So sponsored ads and it's stuff that I definitely appreciate. I'm not just gonna go with them if I don't think it is any fit for the community. But like the Bear Mattress ads, the Chiefs bids ads, I had a Boulevard ad. I have more ads in my videos because a lot of mine are getting claimed by the YouTube algorithm by the NFL. So I don't actually make money on some of my long form videos. The NFL makes the money on it. But if I put an ad in there, I at least get the ad money, from that company. So it's kind of a trade-off, but I feel like it brings value for you guys to see these game recaps and all that stuff. So I bite the bullet, and the community is generous on live streams and during games and all that. So between that and ads and that kind of stuff, like it's all good. Yep, put the ad in. Yeah, we putting the ad in there. Doodle Bob? I don't even know what that is. Broncos record going to be 3-14 or 2-15. Blessings. Super Bowl this season. I hope so. No, I've been shaving. I mean, some idiot just asked a question about how I'm bald. I'm bald by choice, dude. I've been shaving my head for 5 years. I could grow hair, but it's a preference. I've been doing it for like 5 years. Yo, AJ Weatherman with the 2 bomb, please. I want Frank back. Hey, he might be coming back. He might be. We'll see. I mean, KC is a favored landing spot. So I'm just kind of like, if the Chiefs want to bring him back, it's definitely got to be affordable. And then they just got to be like, well, we have to make sure that removing some guy from the roster is going to make sense. So favorite Jamal Charles history? Quite possibly when he put, was it 5 or 6 touchdowns? His 5 or 6 touchdown game was probably one of my favorite memories of him. What do you think of MVS? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's barely been targeted this year. He did have a 50-yard TD pass caught, and it was called back due to a Jawan Taylor penalty. And without really just like watching coaches film of every game, I know he's being used often to stretch the field and take defenders away and stuff. But yeah, he's had very little production this year from an actual like catching passes and putting up yards standpoint for sure. It was five TDs in Oakland. Yeah, that was when the Raiders fans were like dumping beer on him and stuff. That was one of my favorite games of Charles for sure. James like, yeah, that's the deal. Who are they cutting for Frank Clark? Yeah, I mean, if the Chiefs for whatever reason were like, nah, we're good on receivers. Justin Watson's going to IR. We could have Frank Clark, Hughes coming back, and we could, waive Malik Herring and he goes back to the practice squad. Like, you could do that. But Richie James might be coming back from IR soonish. They might want to go get a different wide receiver perhaps as well. I just don't know, especially if Justin Watson is placed on IR. So lots of decisions that these guys got to make, and I'm glad I don't have to make them. I am glad I don't have to make them. No, sorry, did I say Justin Ross? Justin Watson is going to IR, not Ross. Justin Watson. He dislocated his elbow yesterday. If you watch that pass where Mahomes hit him right off the fingertips, deep down the right sideline, and he fell over writhing in pain. He was holding his arm. Dude, if you watch the replay, you can see it. He falls down awkwardly on his right arm and rolls on it funny, and he dislocates his freaking elbow, dude. It would hurt so bad. It would hurt so bad. You're putting all your stock in rice cookers? Hey, rice is definitely going to cook. Cole used to have clown hair. We seen his pictures of him younger because we are A1 day ones. Dude, I used to have hair. Bro, 1 hour photo is freaking fantastic, David. That's with Robin Williams, right? Dude, I should have Danny watch that with me. He did such a good job in that. I was so thrown off. I was like, Robin Williams is playing like a lunatic. And he did such a good job. Bring Hardman back. That's actually, we talked about that earlier. Hardman makes sense. I could see, bro, if the Chiefs traded for Hardman or got him after he was let go or whatever, I could see why. Especially if Justin Watson goes to IR. You want a quick guy, he can stretch the field. He could run a jet sweep better than Kadarius Toney has ran all year. He could contribute pretty quickly on this roster. But do I think he's an absolute need? I mean, no. But if Adam Schefter said, "Yo, the Chiefs are bringing McCole Hardman back home," I would literally be like, I could see why. I could see the benefits there. You'd have to let go of like Montrell Washington or something to bring him on, but you could do it. Cole, the beard is fire. I'm jealous. My wife won't let me. You grow one? Oh man. Danny always was like, when I started growing it out, she's like, you can grow it if you keep it, shaped. I was like, all right, bet. Hardman was injured? I don't know. I thought he's just been a healthy scratch. I could be wrong, but Leah Bardo said, love your vids. Dude, thank you. Appreciate that. Drop Washington and Dickerson. Pick up Hardman and Clark. Definitely, yeah, Shane. That could definitely happen. Just like that. Yo, Brad Hunt said, first time commenting, thank you from all of Chiefs Kingdom for all that you do. You make the days between game days much more bearable. Brad, thanks for the awesome kind words, man. That's awesome. First time comment in a stream with the premium gas. Let's go, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah, we in this together, man. It's fun getting all the news together and delivering it to y'all, but it's the community that makes it. You guys are the ones viewing it, sharing it, commenting, liking. You're in the live streams. You're watching the YouTube shorts. I appreciate you guys, man, more than you know. 1 hour photo is a hidden gem of a film. Is so good. I need to watch it again. I watched it years ago, and I was like, whoa, Robin Williams. He did a fantastic job. 1 hour photo. It came out in 2002. Wow. 21 years ago. Whew. Justin Ross and Rashee Rice should play more. I think that's going to happen. Tobio, maybe? Especially with Justin Watson out. Yep. Anyone else seeing KT liking all of Gracie Hunt's IG photos? No. I'm not on IG that much. I'm mainly on Twitter. Or X, whatever. Hey, man. I saw that one photo of Gracie Hunt. She took a photo with Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is like this. Here, this is Gracie, right? This is Gracie, this chair, right? Kelsey's going like this, arm around her, and he don't even got his fingers around her arm. He's just going like this. Like, please, Mr. Clark Hunt, don't be mad. It was such a funny photo. Bro, his hands, Jack, he's like this. So good. You've been watching since I started? Dude, thank you. Brantley, what's up, man? Love your vids. Also a big Chiefs fan. Let's go. Your last name is Herring? Are you related to Malik? Patrick said, I feel great about the Chiefs beating the Broncos for the 16th time in a row. By the way, we beat them after we beat the Chargers. Sounds great to me. Sounds great to me. Yeah, Travis knows who feeds him. He knows. And if he, if at the time he was maybe in beginning talking stages with he or she who shall not be named, so we don't trigger some of you, he might be like, man, she gonna be watching. Just gotta go like this. Cheese. Do you think Kadarius Toney, do you think he has a breakout season? I don't even know. I just think he needs to stay healthy, and just take it 1 week at a time. I don't even know what a breakout season means, for Toney. I'm just rooting for him and hope he's able to get in there and stay healthy. They believe in him a lot. They're using him in a lot of different ways, but I would love to see him even stretch the field a little bit more and do some different stuff. They're using him on jet sweeps and bubble screens and stuff, but I don't know. Biggest game of the year versus Chargers? It's going to be a big game. The term I'm on X means something a lot different than it did back in the 80s. True. Way different. What's up, Hudson? I don't know, bro. There's no S. I'll just call you Sir Senor Sap. What up, man? The Chiefs have enough money to make a move of any kind before the deadline. Small moves, Chad. Anything crazy, they'd have to free up some money somewhere. You still think we can host Arrowhead Invitational? Until the Chiefs don't host the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead, I'm just going to keep assuming they will, because they've done it 5 years in a row. I understand last year was it involved a little bit of interesting circumstances with Damar Hamlin and all that. I get it. But that was really out of the Chiefs' hands. That's not their fault. So you got some fans who are like, well, they didn't deserve it. I'm like, well, dude, not the Chiefs' fault. The NFL decided to do it how they did it. It's not the Chiefs' fault. Cool question. 2014 Chiefs with Prime Charles and Prime Barry, or the 2019 Chiefs? I guess I'm just gonna roll with the 2019 Chiefs because they won the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna roll with them. But if I could take Prime Charles and Prime Barry and put them on this team, I don't know that they would lose a single game. So, if only. See you later, Leah Bardo. Good seeing you, man. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that Frank Clark is indeed coming back to the kingdom. I think there's been a couple things reported that is definitely leaning that way. There's just nothing solid at this point in time of he is for sure signing a deal. But they are a very likely landing spot. Yeah, for sure. If Kadarius Toney could just be a little more consistent with both health and hands, the guy would be a superstar. Yeah, that's true. He doesn't look quite right either coming back from the knee surgery. Hopefully he gets better. Just flows more in the offense. Some of it could just be in how they're utilizing him too, right? Cole, can you watch the most you can of Jacoby Bryant highlights? I want him drafted by us. Yeah, I can go look him up. You guys be watching draft content now? Getting ready for it, huh? Isaiah Pacheco's my main. Love when he runs the ball. Heck yeah, dude. Running back 1. Anybody know where Frank Clark is originally from? California. Pretty sure. Almost positive. I'll Google it. Where was Frank Clark born? Bakersfield, California. He's originally from his mama. Well, that's true. Defense is legit this year. Facts. The ocean? I don't even know what that means. The ocean? Who's born in the ocean? You lived in Bakersfield? Nice. Captain Redbeard with the 10 months. We need to draft Luther Burden III from Mizzou this year. That guy sounds whiter than me. Watch him probably be black though. I'm gonna have to look him up now. Of course he's black. Gosh dang it. I should have known when I saw the name Luther. He's smart. He sounds like very smart. We'll just put it that way. It's like a proper name. Luther Burden III. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to get myself in trouble here. I'm just saying that sounded like a rather proper Luther Burden III. But he's a wide receiver for the Tigers. Oh, he didn't get my Shark Ocean joke. Okay, that makes complete sense, actually. Frank Ocean? No, he's talking about the Shark Clark. Okay, that actually makes complete sense. That went over my head. I was thinking Lex Luthor. When I saw the name Luthor, I was actually thinking of that TV show, the dark crime thriller, at first, and then I went against my instincts. Who's the guy that plays Luthor? I love the actor. It's Idris Elba. Yeah. Would you ever do an episode where you build your ultimate all-time Chiefs team? I did do a YouTube short, and we did that. A lot of people were like, some were happy, some were not happy. Mark Zuckerberg. Did somebody twist Travis' ankle on purpose? I don't think so. No, it's just a tackle. Kind of rolled it a little bit. You're going to the KU game against Cal? You want to come? Dude, I haven't been to a college game in a long, long time, man. I got your back, said Monique. All right, bet. I was like, dude, the more I talk and try to dig myself out of the hole that I started by saying, that guy sounds whiter than me, and then it turns out he wasn't, I was like, frick. I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to move on. With that name, he's probably a baller. He's a scholar and a baller. Gotta be. The Social Network guy who played Lex Luthor? I don't know who that is. Prediction for the Super Bowl? I mean, hopefully Chiefs and Niners. But, I mean, I can see other teams getting there. Did you see Mac Jones crying in the tunnel? When? Yeah, when? Meek said, I'll be your bodyguard, Cole. Just got to hook me up with a Chiefs game ticket. You assume I got connections to Chiefs tickets. I really don't. Not really. Jesse Eisenberg. That sounds like a fantastic name, too. Jay Black said, this is the first time Mahomes has a top 10 defense Super Bowl this year for sure. People just want us to score 50 every game. Yeah, I mean, I understand the frustration that the Chiefs only scored one touchdown on the Broncos. Given how bad their defense is this year, it's pretty bad. But you kind of have to take division games. You have to take like what you think could happen for a normal matchup and then kind of take the expectations and move them over into a different column called divisional games. They're their own thing. It is what it is, dude. The Chiefs had 2 one-score games against the Broncos last year. One of the 2 games against the Raiders was a 1-point game, and both of the Chargers games were one-score games. Just how it goes. Yeah, Bucks Tech. Division games are always crazy. Exactly. If division games be weird, said Aaron. Facts. Some wide receiver analyst broke down Jay Jetta's foot movement, basically saying he never plants his feet, which is why he's so good. And all I could think about is KT planting 9 times on every route. Dude. Oh, man. Two different route runners in the way they do it, that's for sure. Bro, the 60-yarder, yeah, Harrison Butker, game ball. And then the defense. I mean, I don't know who you'd give the game ball on defense. Like, I kind of gave an honorary one to Justin Reed, even though I said you could basically give one to the entire defense. But, like, I just said Justin Reed. I feel like he made some key tackles. He sacked Russell Wilson on 4th down for turnover on downs. He had that pick that I think was batted up in the air by Willie Gay. So he made some good plays, but dude, if you want to say Trent McDuffie or Chris Jones, you could even argue George Karlaftis. Even though on the broadcast, guys, they keep calling him George Karlaftis. Like, dude, he's been in the league for a year. Come on, dude. Come on, man. Guys, remember when Russell Wilson said, "Let's ride," and crashed the golf cart? Yeah, man. How can you forget? So many memories. That was just this past offseason. 6 weeks in. How are we feeling about offensive play calling? I think it's not there yet. Yeah, not there yet. Jack said, Pat McAfee said today he was talking to Herbie last night pregame, and supposedly Butker was hitting at the net from 65 during warmups. Yeah, I mean, Butker spoke to the media last night after the game, and he said, "Yeah, I hit a 65er in warmups with some room to spare." He said he used to back it up to 70 plus sometimes and just see what he had, but he said he takes less practice. He does less warmups now. He said it's more mental. More mental now. He comes in more mentally prepared than being overzealous in his warmups. He said it's taken. His body feels in a much better place just from doing less overall like that. Teximus, what the frick, dude? Hey, you want to talk about somebody wielding machetes, bro? What is Britney Spears doing? What is Britney Spears doing in her kitchen dancing with knives, bro? Is she all right? I don't think she's all right. What would you do if the Chiefs lost to the Broncos? I mean, accept the inevitable. You know, all good things come to an end. But hopefully it doesn't for a while. How many times do we have to beat the Chargers? I mean, we play them twice, so twice. We got to beat them twice. She had Band-Aids in the next video? You're joking. Are you joking? You're trolling, right? You got to be trolling. Blackheart said MVS is always open and Mahomes just looks at him. I mean, I highly doubt that he's always open because Mahomes would be throwing it at least some of the times. But I'm sure if we go and look at the coach's film, there's certain times MVS is for sure open and Mahomes is either that's not his read or he comes off of MVS is his read already. I mean, I'm sure there's plays he's open, dude. Guarantee it. But we can't say he's always open. I just don't think that's true. You saw it on the H3 podcast? There's no way. Our divisional game set us up to play our competition and never cover the spreads. Sandbox, you're hilarious, dude. Ravens versus Titans? Jalen Ramsey for L'Jarius Sneed and first round pick? I mean, Jalen Ramsey has just had pretty significant knee surgery and he's going to be out most of the season. How do you feel about Jawan Taylor with all the flags? I mean, he's gotten flagged 10 times. I mean, you got to clean him up. I feel like some of the illegal formation penalties, they were just making a bit of an example out of him, but yeah, you've got to clean those up. Somebody needs to tell Brittany that cocaine is a hell of a drug. Dude, I saw her trending on Twitter, and I was like, why is she trending? Next thing I know, she's doing knife dances and spinning around. I was like, what the heck, bro? What is her problem? If we get Brandon Ayuk, we're going to dominate, bro. Brandon Ayuk would be top of my list of somebody to get. The problem is, I don't think the 49ers are going to move on from him this season. They're really chasing a ring, and they have a super team right now. I mean, and he's balling out with them. You got Debo. You got Kittle, Ayuk, CMC. Purdy's balling out. Then on the defense, I mean, name it. Bunch of defenders on there, too. Bosa, Charvarius Ward, is it Fred Warner? There's so many on there. So many. Yeah, Niners they're a great team, man. They got to be Super Bowl favorites right now. I wouldn't even argue it. In no way would the Niners trade to the team they're potentially going to meet in the Super Bowl again. The only way, Brandon Ayuk, to me, it's like, well, if the Niners could get some draft capital, because Ayuk's on the last year of his rookie deal, and they're not probably going to be able to afford to pay him. The thing for me is, I think you're right. Like, if the 49ers were 1-5, like the Broncos, you'd probably want to be selling him. Or, not selling him, geez Louise. Trading him, or trying to trade him and see what assets you can acquire, right? But they're winning. They're doing so well. So I don't see why they would want to move on from one of their greatest weapons. Are you streaming tomorrow? No, day off tomorrow. Yeah, they're not trading him. But I'm just saying, Brandon Ayuk is one of those, that was a dream guy that I even thought would be awesome in the offseason. It's not going to happen. It's not likely. But that's like a dream one. Niners don't win the NFC, I don't think, but we will see. I mean, if it's not them, it's the Eagles, right? Isaiah Pacheco breakout year? I think so, Liam. I think so. We'll see. I need to look at his stats and how it looks right now, and then total them up over the next, because we've played 6 games, and they have what? Is it 17 games? So yeah, you can start doing some math and getting season-long projections on some of these guys. I don't even know what that means, Matthew. I don't know what that means. I'm afraid to say it. I'm getting old. I don't know the terminology. Travis Kelce injury thoughts. Did you see him play? He looked all right. He tweaked his ankle a little bit there at the end, but he was all right. And they've got a mini bye. I think he'll be okay. T. Higgins is a dream. Yeah, next offseason, he'll probably be one of the primary receivers hitting free agency. Exactly, Deximus. 49ers are in a dream state at the moment. Winning without paying a QB is the dream. That's the only way they can pay all the people they're paying. Yeah. If Purdy gets hurt, I don't know what's going to happen. Because who the heck else do they got? They got rid of Jimmy G. They got rid of Trey Lance. Who the heck is their backup right now? I don't even know. Kasim said, if it comes down to it, just trade for a tier 2 wide receiver like how we got Juju last year. No need for anything special. Get a solid guy and Mahomes will do the rest. Dude, go get Juju. He'd be cheap. He knows the system almost instantly. There you go. Depends on how they think his knees are doing. Do you think the Lions won't be in the Super Bowl? I don't ever want to count a certain team out, especially if they're playoff contenders, because, dude, anything can happen. I think the Lions are definitely playoff contenders. I said that. I don't even know what their record is right now. I'll look it up. But I said that before the season started when we were going to play in week 1. I said, yo, these guys are definite playoff contenders. They are 4-1. So, yeah, they're playing well. 4-1, and then they play this Sunday. Packers are 2-3. Vikings are 1-4. Bears are 1-4. Lions are the dark horse. Yeah, I mean, that's a team that you can't sleep on. Hey, Cole, I've got an old joke to you. Don't know if you heard it. How do you keep the Broncos out of your yard? You put up a goalpost. Oh, God. That's actually kind of fire. Yep. Lions are looking good, man. I mean, the Chiefs had them. It was a 1-point game. You know, they didn't have Kelsey. They didn't have Chris Jones. And they had 18 drops, and it was still down to the wire. But, you know, at the end of the day, the Lions walk away with the W. The Chiefs get the L. I just think it's funny people comment on videos still to this day, like yesterday. You guys lost to the Lions. You suck. I'm like, do you even watch football, you idiot? Do you even remotely understand football and the landscape? Like, the Lions are a good team. Jeez, go huff some more spray paint, you weirdo. You went to a Rams game and everyone was yelling at me because 95% of them were 49ers fans? You went to a Rams game, like, in a Chiefs jersey? Even though I'm positive those comments are from fools. It's all good. I just thought it was funny. You lost to the Lions. I'm like, well, they're actually a pretty good team. Favorite player of all time? Derek Thomas. Yeah. Derek Thomas. Even though I'm positive. Okay, I read that. If you were forced to drink one or the other, would you choose PBR or Pennzoil? Bro, I don't know. Why does Pennzoil sounds like motor oil? I mean, I've had some Pabst Blue Ribbon. But I don't know what the other one is. I've never heard of it. Oh, it is? Okay, I was like, what are you talking about? When you're driving your car, why shouldn't you hit a Raiders fan on a bicycle? Because it might be your bike? Oh my gosh. Oh. That was a good one. That got me. Dude, that's pretty good. It's kind of messed up, but it's funny. I don't know why that got me so bad. Cole, can we get a home tour? A home tour? I mean, I've definitely done an office tour before. Cole, didn't you see the Lions lose to the Seahawks week 2? They were stunned, beating us apparently. I didn't watch that game, no. Where's Nico Remigio? He's on IR as well. Yeah. Oh, okay, Meek. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I just did an office tour recently. I've come in late, but what are some whiteout options that are realistic? Yeah, I don't really... I mean... It's tough, dude. I don't really know. I mean, there's been teams that are rumored to start potentially wanting to shop players, and it's basically teams that suck right now. So Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Who else? McCole Hardman's popped up. Juju Smith-Schuster's been brought up. I mean, some people have said Adam Thielen. There's some other players, but like they come with like big old contracts, so those are tough. Chiefs don't have any money. Yeah, Nico Remigio is on IR, the Filipino phenom. And we have him for 3 years unless the Chiefs reach an injury settlement with him and release him. I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would do that. Yeah, I don't think the Broncos trade to the Chiefs. I mean, I would highly doubt it. It's not impossible. I just doubt it. Yep, Hardman and Clark are definitely two options. Dude, this was fun. We did our first Friday night live stream, and I feel like it went pretty well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I've been live for 2 hours, and I am exhausted, especially after the game being last night. So I'm going to go relax, and we will be back. When will we be back? I might stream a Sunday game. We'll see. We'll be at friends' house during the day. But maybe Sunday Night Football. We'll have to see what there is. If not, maybe Monday night. I'll decide between Sunday night and Monday Night Football, and we'll kind of go from there. But I appreciate you guys more than you know. We also, within the next couple weeks, will schedule the members-only live stream where we're going to give away some signed merch. We'll give away a jersey and some coffee. And then we'll have the members-only Zoom call as well. We'll get those scheduled here in the near future also. But appreciate you guys as always. Meek, Liam, Kyle, Uri, Dave. Thanks to all the mods holding it down. K. Wayne was in here. Holly, Flip. Appreciate all y'all, man. Who else was in here? Jennifer. I think I saw Knight. Knight was in here at one point, I believe. So appreciate y'all. Jay Black, Monique, Gary, Edits, Deximus. Yep. Appreciate y'all, man. Have a great weekend. Be safe. If you're going to go out drinking, get an Uber. Until next time, let's go. Can't wait for Sunday to watch some freaking football. Let's freaking go.
How about those Chiefs?